Messiah, that we can have his redemption from sin and death, but he says to keep his commandments. We can't only just believe with our hearts, we have to do, show by our actions that we are his. Faith is justified by works, and our works are we're obeying the commandments. Okay? And you can't do that if you're living in apostasy. And so you've got to throw out all the junk that the religionist mind control morons have shoved down your throat since you've been born. Throw it all out and sit at the Lord's feet and ask him for the truth in all things. Ask him to reveal the truth to you. Because you don't have to believe me. That's fine. Ask the Lord to reveal the truth to you in all things. I want to answer a few emails. But I encourage you to and I'm going to post this on, it's on my website already, The Sign of the End of the Age. Read that article I wrote a couple of years ago. And I'll put it at the top of Sherry Talk Radio so it's easily accessible. But I do want you to read that because it's something the Lord had wanted me to forewarn you about tonight. And I have done that. And so you can just go here for more information on it. I'll get through some of these emails from listeners. If you have a question, you can send me a question. SherryTalkRadio@yahoo.com. Just put quick question for the show in the email, or use the link on my website at SherryTalkRadio.com. Question from the email: how do we tell our fellow Christian friends about the aliens when it's not in the Bible, the Book of Enoch? Is that it? Thanks, Doug. You know what? That's not true. That's not true. That's what the churches want you to think of. That's the perceptions we have. Genesis 6:4 says the angels fell before the flood and after. Okay? And these fallen angels are what we call aliens. That's all they are. Aliens are fallen angels. You know, there's nothing mysterious about aliens. They're fallen angels. And if you look in, and some people get timelines just all confused and shot to heck. If you look at Goliath was a fallen hybrid from these aliens. He was 9.5 foot tall, had brothers. The whole Philistines were all hybrid children. All these hybrid nations that survived, that lived on the earth at that time, the Kenites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hittites, all the ites, except for the Israelites. They were mimicking them. You look at, there's 18 cities that Joshua destroyed when they left Egypt to reclaim the promised land. And those were all 18 hybrid cities. These hybrid cities were the children of fallen angels and women. And so that's all over the Old Testament. Once you know what you're looking for, you'll see it all over the place. You know, the thing I love about Enoch is the fact that it's just, he has it all right there. Within the first 12 chapters of Enoch, he's got it all just, you know, they met on Mount Hermon, they had a contract, he'll name the names of the angels involved, and he just gets in more detail. But it's right there in Genesis. It's right there throughout your whole Old Testament. You know, that these hybrid nations that we were fighting were from aliens. I mean, fallen angels are nothing but aliens. Email from a quick question for your show. Hi, Sherry. I'm a former Marine. Part of the reason I cut my service short was what I was finding out about the New World Order and how it is using the military. Decided to listen to your show. Love it. You're a Midwest gal. Interesting to know how to take it to your Midwest gal. I've never heard of Linda Thompson. So no, somebody wanted to know if I'd listen to Linda Thompson. No, I don't know Linda Thompson. Is that Linda Howell, whatever her name is? I don't know. The Lord kind of keeps me off to myself all the time, so that's how he does to a lot of his people. Just has them kind of separated and off themselves. Hey Sherry, I've been listening to you for about the past year or so. I commend you on stepping up and being mouthpiece for the Lord, something I'm working on being. So times the moon and the stars. You mentioned a couple weeks ago in your show that there are meatpacking plans for humans on the moon. That's why we stayed away, because now there's an arm. My questions are, do you have any pictures of the dark side of the moon or any more insight? What's going on to be safe? Will they do eventually venture back up there? If you wanna know what's going on with the moon, the EnterpriseMission.com or Google Richard Hoagland, Hoagland, because he has pictures on his website that NASA doesn't have. So you want to listen to some of Richard Hoagland's stuff. Has more stuff about the moon and Mars and stuff, folks. What you see happening in the future to Mars? We already know about the prison bases on Mars, but what's the next phase? I don't know what the next phase is with Mars. I believe, I'll throw this out there. Maybe I shouldn't, but I know I might as well anyway. Jupiter is going to blow up. Jupiter is like 90% mass of just pure gas. It's only 10% away from not enough gas or something from being a planet. Like a full-blown sun, because it's only 90% gaseous instead of 100%. And something to do with Jupiter blowing up, because what they want to do is when Satan arrives on Earth, they want to mimic the Star of Bethlehem. And so their plans, and William Cooper even talks about this, and I was floored to hear that he talks about this. Because I was talking about it before I even know he had already written about it. Because I'd seen it in the Bible codes, where they plan to blow up Jupiter. And that's still a plan. And so William Cooper talks about it in Behold the Pale Horse. And if you're the kind of person that likes documentation and all that other stuff, that would be perfect for you then to read William Cooper's book, Behold the Pale Horse. Because he also talks about it. And that was their plan of the Illuminati, to blow up Jupiter to make it the Star of Bethlehem type thing. Mimicking what happened in the past when Satan arrives to Earth and here in the future. And so what I've often thought, because I've often had this kind of picture in my spirit, and I can't explain it. It's just a picture, it's a feeling. And then I saw it in a movie once, and I was just completely floored to see it in the movie, and I can't remember the name of the movie, but at the very end of the movie, there's this man and woman, and they're standing there hugging, and in the background, you see Mars broken up into chunks, and it's hanging in our atmosphere, like right above our horizon. It's like right there, just like, you can almost touch it. And that's what I've always felt, that when they would blow up Jupiter, that Mars is accidentally going to blow up. Because they're going to try to increase this, try to make Jupiter look like this huge Bethlehem star. In doing so, it's going to affect Mars beside it and blow Mars up into huge chunks. And so I'm going to throw that out there. That's what I believe, could happen. I'm not saying it's going to. But it's something, and, to see them have this in this movie, I was just floored, because here Mars was just blown up. And so, yeah, just a confirmation, or just another route, some other things that can happen. I don't know, And so, just something to look for, folks. Nothing scary. Nothing to worry about. Mars falling up into chunks. Jupiter not being there anymore. Well, you know what? When I asked the Lord, what's so horrific about the last days that men's hearts fail with fear? Those are some of the things he told me about, folks. So, hey, seek the Lord, ask Him for truth in all things, and maybe He will show you and reveal to you some of the same things. Another question. First of all, Sherry, I love you. I love you too. I have been a member of your New World Order Christians Yahoo group for a long time, but I've never posted anything, although it is my homepage in all my browsers. I can't wait to come home and see what new postings are on the group. God bless you always for all you are doing for Him, and needless to say, your reward will come very soon straight from Him. You see everything the way I have always seen it. I am originally from the Dominican Republic, and since I was a small boy, I viewed the world differently than most people around me. I always believed in UFOs and ETs and thought of them as some good and bad. Some good, some bad, until I came to the U.S. and learned of the abductions and learned more about the Word of God and the whole fallen angel story. Just clicked with me as soon as I heard it. I don't remember how I was led to your site, but I do remember I didn't sleep for weeks, just reading and listening to all your recordings. I have them all saved and share them with people here in New York City. Whoever has discernment to hear truth, as I know most people consider us nuts. Just that lets me know that we are on the right path.